charmed Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Hey guys, it's Kristen, and today we're talking about the Charmed Reboot, episode 9. This is the mid-season finale, and we learned a lot, so let's get into it. First of all, this was a Christmas episode, so I really enjoyed seeing all the different traditions that the sisters had. For instance, making traditional homemade coquito, or opening their presents at midnight. I think we were also introduced to some interesting elements of the story that kind of reminded me of the OG Charmed in a way. You know, in this episode, Maggie and Mel's dad was supposed to come and visit for the holidays, and he ends up backing out at the last minute, which really called to mind that same type of story with the Halliwells, how their dad was never really around in the beginning and they didn't have a great relationship with him. Mel gets initiated into the Arcana this episode. Right now she has been really convinced that they had something to do with her mother's death based off of the mark on her and them finding crows in the house. But we end up learning that the crows actually do the bidding for this Arcana and help them in a way, and we see that later on in this episode when the crows come in to try to help the girls, and we can kind of see that theory that the Arcana were the ones who hurt Marisol kind of fading away a little bit. I think someone else did that. I think the Arcana really were on Marisol's side and were trying to help her. So who was the one behind Marisol's death? I hope that we find out sometime in the later half of this season. We also get to learn more about the source of all evil, which is the same evil that the Halliwell sisters went up against, so this is coming back in this new show as well. We end up learning that Parker really is dying. His family wants to save him. We learned that the woman who has come in as kind of like the new head of the science department is his mom, and they think that the only way to save him is to do some type of combination of, you know, genetic science mixed with the Charmed One's magic. Parker ends up giving Maggie this necklace for Christmas that is going to suck out the Charmed One's powers. Not a great Christmas present, really, but he ends up feeling really terrible because he does have feelings for Maggie and he tries to fix things. And in the process of getting this necklace, Parker and his brother end up with this staff that has the power to bring Tartarus to the surface and kind of send someone down there. And that's gonna be something that they use later on in this episode. In regards to healing Parker, this all kind of comes back to this prophecy that the source will possess a demon born by a human. So his family wants him to become the source, which would ultimately make him like kind of the king of the underworld. This is again really similar to the OG Charmed, where you had half human, half demon Cole turn into the source for a while. But Macy realizes something is up when Parker meets Galvin, and Galvin's mark starts going crazy. Parker's shapeshifting brother comes in, kind of knocks Macy out when she's trying to find more information, and comes back in as Macy and convinces Mel that they need to do a spell over Coquito to get rid of Galvin's mark permanently. And that ends up working, so I'm curious about how that is going to affect Galvin the rest of the season, because that was kind of helping him. And now they kind of won't have that alarm system, if you will, to let them know if there's evil nearby. At the same time, though, the real Macy is going to be able to get a lot closer to Galvin now, so maybe that will help kind of make their relationship flourish a little bit more. Of course, the sisters end up figuring out what's going on. They have to battle Parker's brother, and Maggie now is feeling really betrayed by Parker, but he reveals that he does love her and that he is sorry and that, you know, this is not something that he wants to do. It's kind of like his family pushing him to do this.
I love you.
Just stay away from me.
And he ends up saving the girls and sending his own brother to Tartarus using the staff that they had found previously. Unfortunately, Harry ends up getting sent down there too. I don't really know how, because can't Harry orb? Couldn't he have just like gotten out of there? He could have easily orbed out of the way while all of this was going on instead of just like allowing himself to be sucked into Tartarus. Plus, with all the chaos going on, now Galvin has learned the huge secret that the girls are witches, and they kind of end on this cliffhanger there where, you know, Harry's gone, Galvin's found out the truth. What are we gonna do now? The show returns on Sunday, January 20th, and there is a little promo already out that kind of teases what's to come. It looks like the girls are gonna turn to the elders to try to get Harry back, but Charity has no idea what to do, and I wonder if that will end up making the girls turn to this Arcana later on and maybe having more of an alliance with them, since the elders don't really know what's going on. You never know, that could be kind of interesting. Galvin also doesn't seem that surprised by the girls being witches and supernatural things as being real, so I wonder what that's gonna mean. And Maggie begins to doubt her powers when she realizes that they didn't really help her when it came to learning that her boyfriend was a demon. I think that we're gonna see Maggie and Parker come back together again because I really do think that he cares about her and he wants to help her and protect her, and I think this is going to be like a Phoebe Cole type of situation. Although what I think is a little bit different is that it looks like Parker really doesn't want to be a demon, like he really is more in touch with his human side and is more sensitive and kind, so I'm hoping that that side can win over and they can help heal him in general just so that he's okay, but you know, that he kind of will eventually leave his demon side and join the charmed ones and kind of help them out. And of course, I'm sure the girls will find a way to save Harry, but I hope they give them a little bit of time before that actually happens, like maybe an episode or two, because I think it could be really cool for the girls to kind of be independent for a little bit and have to figure out things on their own before they bring Harry back, kind of trust those instincts, which were always so important in the original Charmed. And speaking of that, in the meantime, while we're on break, I will be doing reviews of the OG Charmed series, so if you want to go check those out, I have a review up already of season 1, and I hope you enjoy them. And I just hope that you guys have been enjoying these videos in general. They're a lot of fun to make. I love Charmed. It's fun watching the old one. It's fun watching the new one. And I would love to know what you guys thought about this episode. I think it was really fun to kind of have a nice Christmas episode. I think things really came to a head in this one where, you know, people finally learned the truth about Parker. You know, Galvin finally learned the truth about the girls being witches. I think, you know, things are coming together. I'd love to know what you guys thought about this holiday episode. Make sure to leave a comment down below and let me know. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and click that subscribe button because I come out with new videos every week. See ya!